In the aftermath of the tragic events of October 7th, 2023, it is imperative for Israel to take a hard look at the lessons of the past to ensure that such a massacre never happens again. The failures of past policies have led us to this point, and it is critical that we never repeat the same mistakes that have put our nation in danger. Let's start with the Oslo Accords in 1993, because they were a horrendous, grievous mistake. The idea that we, the Jewish people of Israel, could negotiate peace with Islamo-Nazi terrorists by giving them our land and giving them guns has proven to be disastrously wrong. These terrorists were never genuine peace partners. They have always harbored the intention to destroy the Jewish state of Israel. The charter of Hamas and the Palestinian Authority still say so. The Accords resulted in a significant escalation in violence and terror, not peace. The belief that appeasement and concessions could lead to coexistence with those who deny our right to exist was a delusion that has cost us dearly. Similarly, the decision to pull IDF forces out of the security zone in southern Lebanon in 2000 was another catastrophic error. By trusting in unenforced United Nations resolutions like Resolution 1701, Israel allowed Iran to build up a formidable army on our northern border. Hezbollah, an Iranian proxy, has since entrenched itself there with hundreds of thousands of precision missiles at Israel, posing an ever-present threat to our security. The international community's failure to enforce its own resolutions, 1701, has only emboldened our enemies, making it clear that Israel can never rely on any international resolution or international organization, but only rely on itself to defend itself. Then we come to the 2005 Gaza disengagement, another example of horrendous policy. Destroying 21 Jewish communities and expelling 10,000 Jews from their homes in the hope that our Islamo-Nazi enemies would then live in peace with us was a disaster. Instead of peace, we got Gaza turned into a terrorist enclave that has launched thousands of rockets into Israel over the years and terrorizing our civilian population ever since with the ultimate October 7th massacre. The Gaza disengagement was a betrayal of the Jewish people and a surrender to terror. The belief that any part of the land of Israel can be handed over to those who seek our destruction is, in the name of peace, is a dangerous, very dangerous fantasy. We must also confront the fact that the very concept of a Palestinian national identity was fabricated by the Soviet Union in the early 1960s as part of a strategy to destroy Israel. This identity was created to delegitimize the Jewish state and fuel the narrative of dispossession, which has been used as a weapon against us ever since. Understanding this historical truth is essential for recognizing the real nature of the conflict we are involved in and the impossibility of any peace or ceasefires with Islamo-Nazis under these current conditions. Despite these harsh realities, the future is not without hope. However, it is astounding that those who champion these failed policies, security officials in Israel, left-wing politicians, and so many journalists, have yet to take responsibility for their role in leading, supporting, and pushing those policies that led us to the October 7th massacre. Instead of acknowledging their mistakes, they continue to protest against Prime Minister Netanyahu and government that were always saying how bad those mistakes were. Netanyahu and his government stand like a wall of China, unyielding in their support for further dangerous concessions to our Islamo-Nazi enemies. Still pushed by those people who pushed all those other mistakes over the years. One of the most egregious examples of this is the continued support for withdrawing IDF soldiers from Gaza, including the Philadelphia corridor right now, to appease Hamas and Iran. This corridor, which lies between Gaza and Egypt, has been used by Hamas for decades to smuggle in the weapons and rockets that were used in the war launched against us on October 7th, 2023. The idea that Israel could ever achieve security for Israelis by retreating from these critical areas in Gaza and allowing them to smuggle weapons and rockets in again is not just naive, it is suicidal. The time has come for the people of Israel to wake up and internalize these lessons and stop listening to the security officials who are saying, no, of course, we could take care of that. We must understand that the only way to ensure our security is for the Jewish state of Israel to be in full control of Judea, Samaria, Gaza, and southern Lebanon. The Arab Muslims in those areas who support terror cannot remain there. They must be deported. They must live elsewhere if we are to live in peace and security. The path forward is clear. Israel must take control of its destiny and stop relying on failed policies, false promises, and failed security officials. We must be resolute in our defense of our lands and our people. Only then can we ensure that the horrors of October 7th, 2023 are never repeated, and that Israel remains a secure and thriving homeland for the Jewish people and for all those who want to live in peace with us. Because remember, folks, the only country in the Middle East where Arab Muslims have freedom and equality is in the Jewish state of Israel. We are a blessing to anyone who wants to come live in peace with us. And again, we are the only country in the Middle East where all Arab Muslims have freedom and equality. Fact check me on that, folks. Signing off for another episode of Pulse of Israel, here in our eternal and ancestral homeland, land of Israel, and our eternal, beautiful, biblical, and indivisible capital, Jerusalem, since King David's time. If you are not yet a subscriber to our Pulse of Israel videos, go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe. And we are a donor-based operation. We need your support to help make these videos and promote them so more people can see them. So every once in a while, go to pulseofisrael.com and click the donate button. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Shalom.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.